What's up, guys? I got another Onexplayer video for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Gundam Edition again, and a few things I liked about it and a few things I disliked about it. Before we continue, I just wanted to say shout out to all my subscribers, the ones that actually subscribed. According to YouTube statistics, 90% of you have not subscribed that watched the video. And I'm not going to beg you guys to subscribe, the ones that didn't. I just want to say, write in the comments, what can I do to earn your subscription? Rather than, asking you to subscribe. What can I do to earn your subscription? What do you want me to show? What do you want to see? Give me some feedback. Okay, so let's get right to it. First of all, another thing. My opinions on this might be not specifically towards the Gundam Edition. It could be for all the minis. I've never had a mini before. I'm coming from the 8.4 inch. So keep that in mind when you're watching it. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that. Just in case someone's like, oh, the Gundam Edition is like that. Well, it might be just all the minis in general. It might not be. It might be something exclusive for the Gundam Edition. I don't know because I never had the Gundam Edition. And another thing is, contrary to what a lot of people are saying, I am not getting paid by the company to make these videos or to show you guys this. So I could be as critical as I want. It's my YouTube, and I'm just letting you guys know I'm not being swayed, or I paid for all these devices that I get with my own money, and I don't get discounts or any kind of free devices or anything like that, anything sooner than anybody else. So I just wanted to clear that up because I've been getting some inboxes like I'm partnering and all that stuff, and I'm really not. So all right, so let's get right to it. The first thing right out the box, the first thing I noticed is no kickstand. That is a big no kickstand. I think you guys saw on my video how disappointed I was when it was no kickstand. I'm used to a kickstand because I like to rest my Onexplayer somewhere when I'm charging, and I have nowhere to rest it. Right now I'm using this analog stick to rest it here, and it's really not safe. It can slide right off. It doesn't have a magnet at the bottom like this one has, which secures it a little bit more because this is metal, so it secures it. And on top of that, you have a backup kickstand on the OG one. Okay, I don't know how hard it would have been to add a kickstand. It couldn't have been that difficult, but yeah, no kickstand at all. So that's a huge no-no. It's all white, which is a nice thing, okay, but it does get dirty. If you look here, I didn't do anything with this other than put it back in the case over and over again. And since we have no kickstand, we have no way to sit it down anywhere safe unless we're standing it up straight like this on a desk, which is not safe. A desk shakes, this could fall off, break the screen, anything could happen. There's nowhere really safe to sit it when you're charging or when you're transferring files because there's no kickstand. Now, one of you guys in the Discord did show me some Amazon links that has some kickstands, but this comes to the other thing I have a complaint about is that the air vent is right smack dab in the middle, covering up all this space. If you look here, we got two separated air vents, okay, which leaves a lot of room down the middle to put a kickstand or to put something else. So even if I got something that that's like a kickstand, now I got to worry about it covering the air vent because there's really no room unless I use this little tiny space here. So, that's another complaint there. Okay. There's a lot of things I liked about this device, but I'm trying to get out of the way a lot of things that I didn't really like. That was very, very noticeable, and one of the first things I noticed when I got it. So, but yeah, no kickstand. Another thing is you can't see it in my video, but there's some light bleed right at the top, and that's coming from this blue light indicator here. If you look closely, I don't know if my camera's gonna be able to pick it up, but you do see, let me see if I can make it focus. You do see on the inside that there's a little light bleeding into the air vent there from this light indicator, okay? And you do notice that in the screen right up here when the screen goes dark. So like if you're, I don't know how to really show you guys an example. If you have a totally black screen, that's the first thing you're going to notice right up top. I mean, it's not, obviously, it's not a game changer, but it's similar to, when a lot of 1X players first came out, there were some white dots on the screen. It looked like pressure points or something. It's similar to that you can only see it under a certain light, and it's a very small area, but it's there, and it should be noted since it's a device that people spend a lot of money on, and you know that's one of the cons in my opinion. So I'm mixing this up. I'm not gonna say all the cons all together at once. I'm gonna mix this up. The D-pad is excellent, much better than this D-pad here. So this D-pad here, let me put this here safely without it falling. Okay, so this D-pad here on the 8.4 inch is very mushy. I don't know if you can see the texture. It took a long time. This is the 5700U. I've actually not broken in the D-pad on the 5700U. I broke it in on the 1165, which is in my bag right now. But it took a very long time to break it in, and even then I can't get like fighting game inputs to come out exactly. Whereas right out of the box on the Gundam Edition, because it has this, if you look here, is indented in here, and these are sticking out. So what does that mean? That means we get a very smooth input. If you're doing a fireball, Hadouken in a fighting game, it actually comes out first try. You can actually do inputs like Iori's Super and King of Fighters specials and stuff like that, where you do half circle, all that. It all works. And of course, I never had an issue with the analog sticks with this one either. With the 8.4 inch, I had to put caps on it. With these analog sticks on the Gundam Edition, on the Mini, as you can see, it's a little different from what the analog sticks were on the original Onexplayer. I don't know if you can make it out from my lighting. I do apologize for having kind of horrible lighting, but it's similar to the, let me see, similar to the original Nintendo Switch analog sticks, but only it's the outer circle part is a little bit more pushed upward. So you can rest the palm of your finger right on it. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that was noted. The analog stick has significantly better accuracy in first-person shooters, and you guys are going to see that in some of my future videos when I'm doing Call of Duty and stuff like that. With the Onexplayer 8.4 inch, we have a dead zone right here in the middle. And then anything past the dead zone, if you're using, if you're playing first-person or third-person shooters, is just not accurate. It's a little bit too accelerative, I feel like. So when you turn, you have a dead zone, and then when you finally start going towards the area where you're trying to move, it accelerates way too fast. So that makes it a little bit sporadic when it comes to aiming. Whereas with this Onexplayer, you still do have a tiny dead zone. Don't get me wrong; they didn't fix the dead zone. You still got a dead zone, and we might be able to fix it with software. But when you go past the dead zone to start accelerating, you can actually accelerate very tiny bit if you want to, and it will actually work accurately. So that means that you're able to play first-person shooters, third-person shooters on this with minimum issues. Because you still do have a dead zone. It's not like it's a full mouse where it's moving exactly the way. You still have a tiny little thing where you can't move. I mean, where it does nothing when you're moving up the analog stick, for those that don't know what a dead zone is. But when you accelerate, it's accurate to the touch. So I was able to get a lot of headshots when I was playing The Haunted Hell's Reach, which was one of my favorite games. Zombies, Call of Duty, anything, what did you call it? Zombie Army Trilogy or Zombie Army 3 is another notable game that requires you to be a little bit accurate with the analog stick, especially when you're doing sniper shots. So those are a plus. That was a huge upgrade. And in fact, because of that alone, I'm going to be using this for a lot more games than I'm playing on the AMD 5700U. Not to knock the AMD 5700U, because the 5700U is excellent in terms of like compatibility. And the 8.4 inch screen. How can you not love that? It's really hard getting used to 7 inch after being used to 8.4 inch. But yeah, in terms of ergonomics, it's very comfortable. See, unlike the Onexplayer OG, we don't have all of these nice, comfortable, grippy area here in the back. Okay, like I said, it does get dirty. It is white, so. And you have no choice but to rest it on something like this, unless you stand it up like this, and then it could potentially get knocked over. But if you rest it on its back, that's where the air vent is, and you're kind of covering the heat. I mean the vents when you're resting it on its back. So you know you don't want to do that. So that's why the kickstand is extremely important, especially for me in my setup. So that's going back to that complaint. But as far as ergonomics, oh man, it's so super comfortable. You have this place to rest your hands, especially if you have big hands like me, and it just feels so comfortable to play. I can't explain it. The buttons are very clicky. No turbo button, so that's another negative. We got the keyboard button, we got a silent fan button, we got a task manager button, something that can go right to the task manager. So that's nice. We got oh, and another complaint is just the size of the screen. If you're coming from 8.4 inch, you will notice that the screen is very small and it's really hard to press things if you have big hands. So sometimes you'll be pressing things that you didn't know exist. Another complaint is none of my styluses work. If you look here, I don't know if you guys got a good angle of both screens. I was trying to mount my camera in a special type of way. If you look here, got no pen action, and it's the same pen. So that means they're using a different screen. The only stylus that works for me is this thick ballpoint stylus. That's like one of those ones that you use for your phone, and that's extremely inaccurate. You start pressing things, and it's pressing things all the way in Mexico. I'm like, how did he get in Mexico? We're over here. What's going on? So that's something else to note. I know it's a little bit chaotic, but I wanted to squeeze everything in as fast as possible so I don't have you guys sitting here waiting so long. Another thing I noticed, I haven't tested these ports yet. That's going to be another video. But according to the manual for the Gundam Edition, I don't know if it's the same for the Mini. According to the manual, this is USB 4, which is nice. Okay, we had two USB 4s on the OG Onexplayer. And then this says USB 3.2. What does that mean? Does that mean if you're plugging it in down here, it'll charge slower than if you plug it in up here? Does it mean that file transfers are slower from this port than it is here? Does it mean you can only use Thunderbolt from the top port and not here? These are questions that are things that I'm going to have to test out myself. But that's worth noting. I did see in the manual, it said that those are, that bottom one is 3.2, USB 3.2. Let me see if I can find it here. I didn't have time to go through this whole manual, to be honest with you, because I will have to translate every single thing. And I'm a little lazy because it's been a holiday weekend and I've been spending time with the family. If you see here, USB-C 3.2. So I'm going to have to put that to the test because I was under the impression that we had two Thunderbolt ports. So if I wanted to plug in the eGPU at the bottom instead of the top, I could do that. Now, it charges super fast, but I haven't charged it on one side and then tested charging on the other side. So I'm a little confused. The one at the top shows the picture of the charger, which is the USB 4 port. If you look here, it says it here, USB 4.0, USB-C. But why is this USB-C 3.2 and not USB-C 4? Little strange, something I noticed. Gonna have to go through the rest of this manual to figure out some other things. But I'm just trying to let you guys know everything before you decide to purchase this, what's going on, and like I said, what I like about it, what I don't like. Let's go to the peripherals. The keyboard. Now, I was pretty harsh on the keyboard for the Onexplayer. I mean, it was big, it attached, it fell off, it has a magnet at the bottom, and it was not very strong. So, I was pretty critical on that if you guys saw my other video. But this is the first time I've ever seen a mini keyboard, and because it's the first mini I've ever had. And it looks really nice. But what's the first thing I noticed? Where is the touchpad? I mean, what are we thinking here? Who makes these kind of decisions? How can you have a keyboard that's supposed to be for a portable device and you don't have a mouse pad? I mean, that doesn't make much sense. Now, it doesn't connect like the other one did. I really like the formation of the keys. Why do we have two space bars? I mean, what is the thought process? Who came up with this design? Why do we have two space bars? Okay, I get it. You maybe use space bar for the left hand and a space bar for the right hand. No, you could have used this to put a mouse or something. So now I'm using a keyboard when I didn't have anything plugged in for a mouse. And I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? Oh, there's no mouse. So now I got to continue to touch the screen. Or I have to go into mouse and keyboard mode and use the, excuse me. the left analog stick while I'm trying to press something also. And do you see where I'm going with this? It's extremely annoying. And I don't know what the thought process is or who came up with this, but it was a very stupid idea. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me personally. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. And yeah, this will be given to someone for free because I will not be using this one either. So very disappointed in the keyboard. I'm better off using a USB keyboard and mouse, but now I gotta hijack my own USB port when we were supposed to have a Bluetooth option, which would have been really nice. So I don't know what the thought process of that was, but in a sense, the other keyboard that attaches to the bottom of this was better because at least you had a mouse pad. I mean, it sucked pretty bad, but at least it had a mouse pad. We're downgrading here. I mean, it's not like you didn't have enough space. Instead of utilizing the space for the the mouse pad, you use the second space bar. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me ranting. We have gyro. Okay, we don't have gyro with the other Onexplayer. I haven't really found a use for it yet because I didn't use gyro on my Nintendo Switch. So, you know, but for those that are looking for gyroscope, we do have gyroscope, and I've seen someone in the Discord came up with some kind of software to get it to work with games. So definitely join the Discord for the Onexplayer. There's a lot of cool, awesome tech people there. And shout out to you guys if you're watching this video, hearing me rant about things. But there's a lot of things I love about this device. I'm just trying to get some of the cons out too, you know. And I actually took notes so I can remember everything that I liked and what I disliked. Okay, going back to what I don't like, we have no SD card slot. So if you're buying this and the idea that you're going to be able to expand the space, you're only going to have a USB 3.1 port or 3. No, this is 3.1 because that's 3.2. So you have a USB 3.2 option, you have a USB 3.1, and then you have a USB-C Thunderbolt. I mean, you can add external, but if you wanted to put like an SD card in there, that's not happening because we don't have an SD card slot. Not a deal breaker for me particularly because I bought the 2 terabyte version. But if you're buying the 1 terabyte version and you don't want to go through the process of opening this thing up, voiding the warranty, and going Frankenstein like I would do because I'm terrible with mechanical engineering and opening things and putting it back, especially stuff with tiny screws. I'm the king of putting things back, putting Humpty Dumpty back together again in a terrible way. So that's, you know, something that you don't want to be doing. Yeah. So that's a thing. What else? It comes with a bulky adapter. Now, on a plus note, okay, let me show you guys the difference. Hold on. So, this is the original adapter for the Onexplayer, unless I'm mistaken. Let me know, guys, in the comments because I think this is what I've been using. This is the adapter we got for the Onexplayer Gundam Edition. This thing is taking up 2 slots or more because of how bulky it is. So keep that in mind. It's much more bulkier than a regular adapter. Now I think on the plus side is that this, I think I saw in the manual somewhere that it's 100 watts, a 100-watt charger. So it charges super fast, and I've actually seen that. But like I said, I haven't tested the bottom relative to the top. So now after I just realized that, you know, that was not a USB 4 also, I'm gonna have to test out eGPU on both ports and see if it works as USB 4 on both. But yeah, so apparently, see, I don't know, the top one, it says it's the charging port. So I've been charging this and it's been charging pretty fast, no problem. The battery's been lasting very long, surprisingly. Maybe even longer than the Onexplayer 8.4 inch or around the same. So but that's something that's interesting. We have 2 different size chargers. What else? Let me see. Oh, another good thing about this so far, the first batch of this came with global windows. As you guys saw in my other video, I was super shocked that it came with global windows. And I helped some people to import this so they can have it for their own collection. but I'll only import a certain amount at a time. Then I have to make sure that everybody gets their device before I open it back up in my store. So if you guys are waiting for me to import it, I'm happy to import it for you. My website's in the description in case you guys want to get this particular one. However, like I said, I have a limit of how many, thanks to PayPal, I have a limit of how many I can actually, orders I can accept and import at once until everything is shipped and delivered. So that's why it's pretty much out of stock on my website for now. Hit me up on Discord or hit me up here on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. I'm all over social media if you want me to help you import this. If not, you can also import it yourself. That link is going to be in the description too, of the Tmall link, where you can import it yourself if you have the means to do so. Yes. What else? The speakers. Okay, so the speakers are really good on this, just like that one. They're equally as good. The only thing is you do have to download FX Sound. Now, remember, guys, I don't know if you guys see my old video, because I know I got a lot of new viewers that are seeing this. But if you see my old video, I recommended FX Sound because FX Sound is free, and it was a paid app that I had to pay for before, and now it's free, and it just increases the sound exponentially and pretty much it gives you the full potential of your speakers for any device, any portable device. It makes it sound good. I even use it for my arcade machine and integrated it with this speaker, and oh my god, it makes my whole house is shaking as if this is a home theater system and it's just an individual speaker. Just because I integrated that device also, this app also with my my setup. So definitely download FX Sound as soon as you get this device, and then you'll have really, really good sound, and it has a lot of equalizers and stuff. I went over this in my old videos, but this is just for the new people that haven't been in my YouTube. We have DDR5 RAM, and this is a 1260P Intel, so this is the first Alder Lake handheld gaming device that ever existed, so that's a plus. The other Onexplayers don't have that, so I have a lot of games installed on here. I filled up the whole 2 terabyte hard drive with a bunch of games that I'm going to test some of the stuff that you guys told me about, and some of the stuff I liked. And yeah, we're going to be going through a lot of tests. I got to test the ports. I got a lot of videos to make. It's just going to take some time because I'm have a busy schedule as well. Yeah, for the guys that are not subscribing, please go ahead and subscribe if you like my channel, or if I can earn your subscription. Just write in the comments what you want me to do, and I'll try my best to oblige. Let's get to some more negative things. I think I went through everything. We got the carrying case is also pretty okay. Let me get up for a second because I want to show you guys the carrying case of the Onexplayer Mini and the carrying case of the regular Onexplayer, since I happen to have them both right next to each other. All right. So if you guys can see, this is the regular Onexplayer carrying case. No, this is the Mini, and this is the regular Onexplayer carrying case. Exactly the same. The only difference is in the regular Onexplayer carrying case, you don't got much cushion. It's just one type of material on the inside. On the carrying case of the Onexplayer Mini, you got a nice cushiony kind of material, but it's not really durable. I wouldn't say that this is really good for protecting your device. I mean, if they had something harder here that can separate from your screen, I would think it's safer, but this is not a good thing to put in your bag with books or whatever to go to school. This thing is very not sturdy. It can put pressure on your screen. I don't know if it'll crack the screen. This screen is very nice, but it may put some pressure points on the screen or something. It's the same as the other Onexplayer in terms of durability on the case, and you don't want to leave that to chance, especially with an expensive device. So I didn't like the case. I think they could have made a little bit better case. Again, my complaints about the keyboard are kind of my personal complaints. I mean, maybe you guys like it. I don't know. I got it for free, so as you can say, I can't really complain about it. It came as a bundle for the pre-order when the device first came out, so they threw it in there as a bonus. I don't think I paid additional for it. It was all included in the price. But like I said, I'm gonna give this away for free because it didn't cost me anything either. So just take anything I say with a grain of salt because this is all my personal opinions. let's see. I think I went over everything. I just wrote some quick notes so I didn't forget anything, because I'm very forgetful when it comes to breaking down everything, and I think I covered everything pretty well. Oh, one more thing. So remember, when we're dealing with Intel, we have to deal with their drivers. So everybody from the Discord already knows, but in case there's new people in my channel, make sure you download the latest drivers. You're still gonna have issues. It's not like the AMD version where you download the latest driver. For the most part, you'll be able to play everything, especially even games that first came out. It'll at least attempt to play it. Whereas this one, you know, there's a lot of updates. That's the only downside in terms of software that you're gonna have with this, is that it's an Intel device, so you gotta wait for updates whenever something new comes out, and that's a given. So that's one of the downsides. So that's pretty much, that'll pretty much wrap up my pros and cons for this device. If you're used to the 8.4 inch and you're getting this as a replacement for the 8.4 inch, I don't know that it's going to be a good replacement. It might be a good sidekick, because I find myself really enjoying the big screen on the 8.4 inch. But at the same time, I'm really loving this D-pad. I'm really loving this analog stick. It opens up a lot of windows for games that I was pretty much avoiding on this. But there are a lot of games that don't work on Intel either. So keep that in mind, that work on AMD. So, you know, I don't know if I could recommend this 100%, but it's not for everybody. You know, but like I said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just my personal pros and cons, things I like about it and things I disliked about it. And I just hope that I help to convince you to consider these dislikes and likes. And, you know, I'm happy to elaborate on it in the comments. So shout out to Project SBC. I have not installed that app on here yet. Every game I've tested so far, I've been playing with the stock TDP, whatever that is. I haven't installed the a River Tuner or any of that stuff just yet. I'm going to be working on that this holiday weekend. But shout out to Project SBC for that amazing TDP app, because we got no turbo button. So we're going to need some kind of TDP app. And it just so turns out that Project SBC has made one. So if you guys don't know him, he's a pretty cool dude, and he has a YouTube channel also. It's going to be in the description. And yeah, shout out to everybody in the Discord. You guys are super helpful and always supporting everybody that comes in, you know, as a team. So I really like that. I really love this community, this portable gaming community. So I'm just hoping that, you know, we keep getting more of these amazing portable devices being dished out, and I'm looking forward to the future. So in terms of gaming, now I've gotten lists from you guys in my last video. Go ahead and write in the comments what you guys want to see running on this device. Just remember, when you're asking me for comparison videos, I never did get the 1195 G7, so I cannot compare that. I never did get the 5800U, so I cannot compare that to the 1260p. The only things I can compare to the 1260p is the 5700U, which I have here, and the 1165 G7, which is an older model Intel. So I can do comparison videos between those for specific games. But as you guys know, the way I do my videos, I don't really do any video editing. I just blow it out straightforward, and that's because I don't have any knowledge or skill for editing videos. And I feel like it's a better, because it's a little bit more transparent. I'm not taking things out, and I'm just showing you guys, you know, how I feel flat out. All right, thank you guys for watching and listening to me ranting about what I liked and what I disliked. Would I turn this into my primary gaming device? It really depends. It really depends, because right now I've been taking my 5700U with me everywhere, and this time I left it home because I can only take 2 devices with me. I can only take the GX1 Pro, which I've used every day at work, every single day. So that's a given. I cannot not leave that. It's smaller than this. It's more compact. It has a full keyboard. I take the GX1 Pro with me, the Gundam Edition, everywhere I go. And then I only have room in my bag for 1 device. And this is smaller, guys. It's more compact. It's more ergonomic. You know, it's more comfortable to hold. Even with my big hands, I thought it was going to be trouble. But it's actually more comfortable to hold than the big screen. But the big screen is much more nicer. It's just, We have 1920 by 1200p, which is okay for, you know, this kind of screen. Over here we have 2560 by 1600, which is great, especially if you're doing games that could be upscaled and stuff. You know, it's really hard to say. I think I can make this my primary handheld gaming device to take with me. As long as I don't have this in my face, because it's weird if I have this next to it, and if I have this next to it and I hold this in my hand, I'm like, wow, this thing is huge, gigantic, and I'm not used to. I feel like I'll use this for a week, and then when I look at this, it's like, why am I not using this? This is an amazing giant screen, and especially for retro games. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. But definitely at home, I think at home this would be my primary device. And on the go, this would be my primary device. And I know you don't really need a portable at home. But like if you're not going far, you know, I can't take them both with me. So one of them got to be a primary. I think it's going to be this one. But we'll see. I'm going to put some emulation and stuff on here. And we'll see. I'll answer that question in the comments at a later time. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening. Take care.